Hello, welcome to the last part of this book. The reading part of Unit 9. Great Inventions. I can understand the text about forgotten inventions. Look at the pictures. What do you think these inventions were for? What for are they? Or were they? This one? Picture A? And B? C and D. Read the text, check your answers in exercise 1. Were any of your guesses correct? And then, which in pairs, decide which of the inventions is the most impressive or interesting, in your opinion. Yes. You're going to read 4 paragraphs about 4 old inventions, and which ones are the most impressive or most interesting. I'm starting the audio part of the reading text. Please follow it on your books.
Inventions the world forgot. 1. The telharmonium. The telharmonium was the world's first electronic musical instrument. It was designed by an American, Thaddeus Cahill, in 1897. 3 models of the instrument were built. The first weighed about 7,000 kilograms, and the other 2 weighed nearly 200,000 kilograms. Music from the instrument was broadcast to people's homes using another new invention, the telephone. For the first time, people could stay at home and listen on their telephones to live music from another part of the country. The radio had not been invented. People loved these concerts, but there were problems. Some telephone users who were not listening to the concert were interrupted by loud music halfway through their conversation. By 1914, the world was no longer interested in the telharmonium. After Cahill's death in 1934, his brother kept one of the 3 models, but in 1962 it was destroyed. No recordings of the music were kept, so the telharmonium and its unique sound have disappeared forever. 2. The rejuvenator. In the early part of the 20th century, there was a lot of interest in the power of electricity to cure medical conditions. A device called the rejuvenator was invented by British scientist Otto Overbeck in 1925. It was used in the home to treat all kinds of medical problems, including deafness and baldness, and became very popular. It was advertised in newspapers, and members of the public were invited to watch live demonstrations in theatres. The users placed electrodes on any part of their body, and a small electric current was passed through it. It was unclear exactly how the machine worked, but hundreds were sold all around the world, and Overbeck became rich. In the 1950s, it was still possible to buy new parts for these machines, but today they are only seen in museums. 3. The writing ball. The writing ball was invented in 1865 by Rasmus Malling Hansen from Denmark. It was a machine for typing onto paper. Malling Hansen spent a long time working on the design. For example, he made sure all the keys were placed in the best positions for typing quickly. The machine even used electricity to make the movement faster. There was one problem, however. You could not see the paper as you were typing. Nevertheless, the writing ball was sold all over Europe and was very successful. However, each model was made by hand. Soon, other machines became more popular because they were made in factories and were cheaper. A new keyboard was developed with the keys arranged differently. This arrangement is now used on phones and computer keyboards all over the world, even though it was quicker to type using the writing ball. The once popular writing ball was forgotten. 4. The Antikythera mechanism. In 1901, a ship was discovered at the bottom of the sea near the Greek island of Antikythera. On the ship was an ancient machine. It had been made about 1,900 years earlier, in 2 BC. For many years after its discovery, nobody understood exactly what the machine was for. But in the 1970s, scientists used X-rays to find out its secrets. Amazingly, they found that the machine was an ancient computer. It had been designed to predict the movements of the sun, the moon and the planets. It did this using more than 30 handmade metal wheels of different sizes. A study of the mechanism in 2006 was led by Professor Michael Edmonds from Cardiff University. He described the device as just extraordinary, the only thing of its kind, and more valuable than the Mona Lisa. Reconstructions have been made and the device works perfectly.
Interesting machines. And what do you think? Which one or ones is the most interesting? Telharmonium and Rejuvenator, writing ball and Antikythera mechanism. Which one? Number the pictures in the order in which they were invented. The order. In the order they were invented. D. To do this exercise, just focus on the dates. Because it says 2 BC, before Christ. So, number 4. This one is the one which was invented first, earlier. What about the others? Tell me the order. Here is the key. 2. D. 1865, 3 C, 1897, and 4 A in 1925. And now match the text with questions AF. Some questions match with more than one text. As there are 4 texts, 4 inventions, and which invention or inventions were or was lost and found again, were popular for a time but then disappeared, used electricity, designed by an unknown inventor, designed to improve your health, and first designed in the 19th century. Please find the names of these inventions and write them, please. Here is the key. Lost and found. Antikythera mechanism. Popular for a time but then disappeared. The first 3 ones. The telharmonium, the rejuvenator, and writing ball. Again, same inventions for the question C, electricity, and the unknown inventor, again, Antikythera mechanism. Improve your health, 2. Number 2. The rejuvenator is for your health, and first designed in 19th century, telharmonium and writing ball. And sometimes true-false tasks include a third option. The text does not say. Sometimes, maybe you remember, sometimes we ask this type of question during the exam. True, false, no information, or doesn't say. Choose the third option if the text does not contain enough information to clearly say if the sentence is true or false. Do not use your own knowledge or guesswork to fill in information gaps. Evet, mesela bu cihazlar, bu aletler, icatlarla alakalı sizin belki ön fikriniz olabilir. Ama tamamen tekste yazana odaklıyız. Doğru yanlış, evet. Bir de burada dediği gibi doesn't say, bahsetmiyor, söylemiyor. Ya da no information olarak da geçer. True false'a bir üçüncü opsiyon olarak gelmiştir bu. Demiş ki, explain why does not say is the correct answer to this sentence. The third of the three telharmonium models was the heaviest. Üç modelin üçüncüsü en ağırıydı. Böyle bir bilgi var mı? Demiş ki DNS doesn't say, does not say. Three models of were built. First weighed 7,000 and the other two weighed nearly 200,000. Tamam. Ama burada diyor ki üçüncüsü en ağırıydı. Diğer ikisi 200.000 kilo diyor zaten. Hani hangisi daha ağır? Bununla ilgili bilgi yok. Birinci ve diğer ikisinin kiloları var. O zaman doesn't say bu cümle. Let's check. The text only stays at the second and the third invention weighed 200,000 kilogram, but doesn't say if one of them was heavier. Yeah. And now decide if the sentences below are true, false, or doesn't say. I mean, no information. Stop the video here and please answer the questions. And now, here is the key. Let's check. The telharmonium was invented before the radio. Evet, çünkü zaten telefon aracılığıyla müzik yayını yapılıyormuş. Radyodan önce. Parantez içinde diyordu. The radio had not been invented demişti. And number two, that man destroyed the final model of his invention before he died. This is false. Ölmeden önce yok etti mi? Hayır, bilakis kardeşi saklamıştı. By 1914, the world was no longer interested in telharmonium. After Cahill's death in 1934, his brother kept one of the three models. But in 1962 it was destroyed. 62'de destroy edilmiş. Halbuki burada diyor ki ölmeden önce, before he died. O yüzden false demiş. The rejuvenator successfully cured deafness and baldness in hundreds of people. Do you remember these words? Deaf. Deaf people cannot hear and cannot talk. Bald people have no hair. Sağırlık ve kellik. Successfully cured. Başarılı şekilde tedavi etti mi? Şimdi bunlar için kullanılıyordu. Bak demiş ki it was used in the home to treat all kinds of medical problems including deafness and baldness and became very popular. İçin kullanılıyordu, but the sentence in this question is successfully cured. No information, of course. Does not say the text. This paragraph does not talk about it. And number four, the rejuvenator was a commercial success even though it was not clear how it worked. Commercial. Ticari bir başarı mıydı? Neye rağmen? Even though'lu cümle görüyoruz. Although, even though. Nasıl çalıştığı bilinmemesine rağmen. Nereden bulalım? It was advertised in newspapers and members of the public were invited to watch live demonstrations in theaters. Evet, canlı gösteriye davet edilmiş. Bak nasıl çalışıyor şeklinde. Hani sirk tarzı. Gelin görün bu cihazı. Demiş ki ticari bir başarıydı. Evet, çünkü bir sürü satmış. Hundreds were sold diyor. The writing ball, yes, next invention, was the first machine that used electricity for typing. Şimdi elektriği kullanmış diyordu, kullanılıyordu hatta diyordu ama ilk makine mi? Diyor ki hemen bir bulalım. The machine even used, şu cümle. The machine even used electricity to make the movement faster. Evet, bir yazma makinesi bu. Ama elektriği kullanan ilk makine bilgisi tekste yazandan farklı. O zaman doesn't say. Yes, we don't know. No information about it. And next one. Other typing machines were cheaper to make because they were not made by hand. Yes, that's true. Exactly, we can see the answer of this sentence here. Where in the arrangements? Let me see. Sorry. However, each model was made by hand. Soon, other machines became more popular because they were made in factories. Mass production dediğimiz seri üretimi olmuş. And were cheaper, diğer makineler. Dolayısıyla bu elle yapılıyor. Her biri unique bir makine. Elle yapılıyor. Dolayısıyla cümlede dediği gibi mass production, tabii seri üretim her zaman daha ucuzdur el yapımından. O zaman bu 6. cümle için true diyebiliriz. Evet. Ve diyor ki sonra 7'de The Antikythera mechanism was at the bottom of the sea for nearly 200 years. Denizin dibindeydi 2000 yıl. Yaklaşık 2000 yıl. Şimdi tarihlere bakalım. In 1901 a ship was discovered at the bottom of the sea near the Greek island of Antikythera. On the ship was an ancient machine. Okay, it had been made about 1900 years earlier in 2 BC. 1901'de bulunmuş bu gemi. Ve eski bir makine varmış ve 1900 yıl önce, yani milattan önce 2 yılında yapılmıştı. O zaman tam ne kadar süre denizin dibinde kaldığını bilemeyebiliriz. Çünkü diyor ki burada bir bakalım. Was at the bottom of the sea. Yes, 2000 yıl yaklaşık diyor. Şimdi 1901'de bulunmuş da 2000 milattan önce 2 yılında 1900 yıl önce yapılmış o makine, ama gemi ne zaman batmış bu bilgi yok elimizde. Doesn't say. And the last one. For about 70 years after it was found, the purpose of the mechanism was not known. Şimdi ne zaman bulundu? 1901'de bulundu. 70 yıl sonra bulunduktan 1971'de the purpose of the machine, mechanism, amacı bilinmiyordu. Evet. Yaklaşık 70 yıl bilinmiyordu. So that's true. 70 yıl 1970'lerde demiş. In 1970s. Şurada diyor. In 1970s scientists used X-rays to find out its secrets. Amazingly they found. O zaman buldularsa 70'lerde yaklaşık 70 yıl bilinmiyordu ne için olduğu o makinenin. So that's true. And next part. Find nouns in the text related to these verbs and adjectives. Yes, on word skills part 9e, you studies ending, suffixes. Invent, invention, and record, recordings, kayıtlar. Move, see. Text 2, sorry. Deaf, deafness, sağır, sağırlık. Bald, baldness, kelvelik. Movement, hareket. Arrangement, discovery. Noun forms of the verb stems. Reconstruct, yeniden inşa etmek ve yeniden inşası, yeniden yapımı, yapımları hatta. Noun form. Write down, please. And look at your answers in exercise 8. How many different noun endings do they include? Can you think of other nouns with these endings? Evet, şimdi bunları invention, ın eki alan başka kelimeler de istiyor. Recording, ing ile isim olan. Movement, ment, arrangement, yine ment ile isim olan. Ment son eki ile isim olan fiil kökleri. Deafness, baldness, ness ile isim olan yine. Discovery, sadece i ile ve shin, yine in ile isim olan fiil köklerini soruyor. Can you think of other nouns with these endings? Yes. Mesela ne diyelim? Körlük, sağırlık demiş. Körlük de o zaman ness oluyor. Blindness. Ya da invention demişti. Invention. Information gene. Evet. Sonra shop, shopping, ing, alışveriş yapmak. Shop'u dükkan olarak almıyoruz da fiil kökünü alışveriş yapmak olarak alıyoruz. Shopping de alışveriş isimleşmiş gibi örnekler biliyorsunuz. And okay, what do you think? Here's a question for you. What do you think the most important inventions are? Use the ideas below or think of your own. Give reasons. Aeroplanes, antibiotics, books, cars, computers, electricity, fire, printing, television, and wheels. Wheels. For example, if the wheel didn't exist, we couldn't travel by car or bus. Evet, elektrik ne? Tekerleğin icadı. Var olmasaydı, type 2 yapmış. If we didn't have aeroplanes, journeys would take much longer. Gibi. Şu olmasaydı böyle olurdu. Bu olmasaydı böyle olurdu. Biraz daha 6. ünitede miydi? Type 2'ye selam duruyor burada. Çünkü normalde şu an var. Real durumları, present, unreal durumlarını, farazi hatırlayalım. Yaparken diyorduk ki simple past tense kullanıyorduk. Asla anlamı pasta taşımıyordu. Şöyle olurdu ya da olmazdı şeklinde. Cars, computers, wheels, printing. Yeah. What do you think? Can you make 2 more sentences about these inventions? Write them, please. Write them on your books. And this is the end of the Unit 9 reading part. And also this is the end of the book. Okay, bye-bye.